All right, let's dive into the fascinating world of business today. Now, you might be thinking it's just about, handing over cash for some goods, but we're going to set the stage to look at commerce as this living, breathing, incredibly complex system that has quite literally evolved right alongside us humans.
Seriously, is business really just about buying and selling stuff? I mean, when we hear the word, most of us immediately picture a storefront, right? A cash register, or maybe just an online shopping cart. But modern commerce? It's a massive, fascinating ecosystem that touches literally every single aspect of our day-to-day lives.
So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to look at the start of business, check out its 3 eras of evolution, explore the scope of modern business, break down the concept of industry, and wrap up with commerce and direct services.
Okay, part 1, the start of business. Let's look at how human needs actually sparked commerce in the first place. Way back in the early days, as human populations started growing, people just couldn't produce everything they needed to survive on their own. So they started the barter system, literally trading goods for other goods way before money was even a thing. But just imagine the absolute headache of this. Picture a fisherman trying to trade a massive catch of fish for materials to build a house. Like, how many fish exactly equals a roof? And what if the woodcutter doesn't even want fish that day? It's a nightmare, right? This huge lack of a common measure of value basically forced us to invent universal mediums of exchange.
Moving right along to part 2, the 3 eras of evolution. We're talking the journey from hunting all the way to mobile banking. When you look at our economic timeline, the progress is just wild. Back in the ancient era, activities were pretty much limited to hunting, basic agriculture, and that tricky barter system we just talked about. Then, in the Middle Era, people got a bit more creative. They started using rare shells and eventually metal coins and paper money in organized town markets. Fast forward to the modern era, which really kicked off with the Industrial Revolution. Things accelerated at a staggering pace, bringing us massive factory production, ATMs, and eventually the seamless mobile banking we all tap on our phones today.
The contrast here is absolutely striking. Those early eras were totally driven by physical labor, animals, and tokens like those shells. But by solving those really basic exchange problems of the past, we essentially laid the groundwork for the massive information technology and global scale that completely defines our economy today.
All right, part 3, the scope of modern business. Let's look at the actual anatomy of today's economy.
So modern business is no longer just a simple transaction. It is this highly structured, giant ecosystem divided into 3 main branches. On one side, we have industry. Right in the middle is commerce. And over on the other side, we have direct services. Basically, every single business activity you can think of fits neatly into one of these 3 pillars.
Let's zoom in on part 4, the concept of industry. This is really the engine or the vehicle of production.
Industry is the branch that's entirely responsible for creating, extracting, or manufacturing the goods we use, and it breaks down into some specific subcategories. You've got the genetic industry, which is all about breeding plants and animals. Think agriculture. Then there's the extractive industry, literally pulling resources straight from nature, like mining. Construction, as you'd guess, builds our infrastructure. And finally, service and production industries take those raw materials and actually manufacture them into the finished consumer goods we buy.
Which brings us to part 5, commerce and direct services. This is all about bridging the gap and providing expertise.
Here's the thing, producing goods is only half the battle. I mean, if a bunch of new smartphones just sit in a warehouse somewhere, no actual business has taken place, right? That's where commerce comes in. It's the essential bridge connecting the producers directly to us, the consumers. Now, buying and selling are obviously at the core of this, but it relies heavily on some crucial support networks. Transportation solves the problem of distance. Warehousing solves the problem of time. Banking provides the financial lifeblood. Insurance protects against major transit risks. And advertising? Well, that ensures you actually know the product even exists in the first place.
Finally, we have our third branch, direct services. Because, let's face it, not everything we consume comes neatly packed in a box. We rely directly on independent professionals and specialized firms every single day to satisfy our needs. This includes legal services, medical care, engineering expertise. It's the audit firms keeping corporations honest, caregiving services, and of course, the internet services that keep us all globally connected.
So, after breaking down this totally interconnected ecosystem, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Think about the device you are using right now. When you use your internet service today, which exact part of the business ecosystem are you actually interacting with? Is it industry, commerce, or direct services? Try applying this framework to your everyday activities, and I promise you're going to start seeing the hidden anatomy of the economic world literally everywhere you look. Thanks for joining me today, and keep learning.